Then the most important question which we hear a lot from people all the time is, "Sir, do I have to take up MBA or CFA? Which is better for me?" That question, uh, how do I put it? It's pertinent, it's important, it's relevant, but there is no clear cut and straightforward answer for it. The answer for it depends from person to person. But what I can explain you here is the various factors which you need to take into consideration while choosing between CFA and MBA. The first point, yes, when I'm saying here, when I'm comparing CFA with MBA, I'm not comparing with any typical MBA. If you're comparing with any typical MBA versus CFA, hands down CFA wins. I'm comparing it with the elite colleges and I'm Ivy Leagues. I will not use the Ivy League because it's restricted to some eight universities in US. I would say prestigious MBA B schools. Getting MBA from prestigious B schools versus CFA. Let's compare those two options and see what are the factors you need to take into consideration when choosing between those two. Number one, the key thing always, uh, by now, most of the people who are watching this video have a fair amount of knowledge of finance, and in the finance world, the key statement which we say is time and money both are valuable, and time value of money and money value of time both are two important concepts which we have to apply in the business world and your real life as well. So in terms of affordability, what can you afford? A CFA, right, earlier it used to be a paper based exam. Now it's a computer based prometric exam conducted multiple times during the year. Earlier it used to take at least 2.5 years to clear CFA because level one used to be conducted once a year, and sorry, level one used to be conducted twice a year, and level two and level three once a year. So even if you clear it in this year, CFA level one, level two, and level three, you have to wait for half a year and 1 year at least. So all in all, it takes 2 to 2.5 years. And a good MBA, if you are attending in-campus MBAs, that takes 2 years. But right now, the MBA 2 years stands still, whereas CFA you can achieve it pretty faster. And to get your MBA degrees with elite colleges, most of the time you have to attend in classroom, which which you have to take a break from your work, from your job. So 2 years of your work profession, profession will be taking a break. But for CFA, you can pursue it along with your job. So you will not be losing any gap, you losing any time, or you will not see any gap within your professional career. That's one advantage of CFA. And money wise, a good MBA, a prestigious MBA would cost you anywhere between how do I say, it's around roughly you can say it costs you around $60,000 to 80,000 $90,000. Whereas for CFA, there is a one-time registration of $1,000, $450, and then for every exam, even if you take a late admission for your exam, it costs you around $1,000 to $1,200. Three exams, that's like 3,600 plus 400. And even if you take into account your preparation material and you have to undergo training with institutes such as us, Delphi, it would cost you, it would not cost you anything more than $20,000. Vis-a-vis for MBA, it will cost you $60,000 to $90,000. So effort, in terms of affordability, both time and money, you will save a lot with CFA than MBA. But it comes with a caveat. The caveat is the pass rate. MBA, well, people say people do fail in MBA, but with my experience, you say anywhere it's more than 90% pass rate for any MBA, even with elite colleges. Okay, CFA not so much. That's a one biggest caveat which you'll be having. The pass rate is very low when compared to MBA. It's roughly around 45 to 50%. So you take a risk when you study so much, and if you fail, I mean, in MBA, even if you score less, you get a passing grade. You instead of dean's list or a merit list holder or summa cum laude, you'll be somewhere in between. It's no uh, black and white. With CFA, either you pass, you don't pass. They don't give a mid-range score saying that okay, you passed partially. No, you don't get that. So that's one thing which you have to take into consideration. Coming to career paths, this is where CFA and MBA it's important, and why we cannot say a standard answer is because of the career paths and the job prospects one choose. CFA, well, all the topics, as we will see later, all the topics within CFA, and as the name says, Chartered Financial Analyst, all the topics within the CFA will be finance related concepts. Whereas in MBA, you will learn a lot. Even though you specialize in finance, even though if you're taking you're mastering in finance, you will be having exposure to marketing, operations, HR, and operation and various other streams. So you will be more of a generalist, and you will be having an options in terms of career post your MBA. You will have options to take up jobs such as management consultants, financial consultants, CEO's office, and various other generic jobs. But for CFA, your job prospects will be limited to finance, and it will be more in terms of various aspects of finance, such as you can take equity research analyst, you can take into investment banking analyst, you can go for portfolio management, you can go for uh, private equity jobs, venture capitalists, HR, hedge funds. You can all types of jobs are open for you for CFA grad within finance. These certain jobs within even what I have mentioned for CFA, they may not prefer MBA grads because, as I said, CFA graduates have much more deeper knowledge in finance than compared to a MBA grad. And then career benefits. So career benefits, when I say the progress within the career, both are for both CFA and MBA, while the starting points might be different in different streams. The progression well depends partly on your certification and your knowledge, and and how well you perform. Of late, when I look back with my colleagues or my juniors or myself or my seniors, what I realize or what I can say from my experience is the career benefits are more or less the same. You will get more same level of growth whichever you start. But remember that starting points of the different types of jobs which are available for CFA and MBA are going to be different. And the key difference, why you might ask, if it is so apparent, if someone wants to take up a job in finance, why is anyone doing an MBA? And why myself has done an MBA, right? So the reason what happens is CFA, as you know, there are only 170,000 people, and MBA you will be having a whole alumni of your college. So the networking chances are very high. So whereas for CFA, you will be linked with people with a small set of people, but well qualified and highly recognized people. Whereas, so in a way, if you have to say CFA versus MBA, the way it is even in terms of network, in terms of the quality of people you are connected with, the type of jobs you get, or the knowledge you will gain between CFA and MBA. CFA is, you can say, a mile deep and a foot wide. You take up a particular hit and then you dig deep, get to the bottom of it. Whereas MBA, it scratches the whole surface without going in deep. It's a foot deep with a mile wide. That's the difference between CFA. So you choose what type of job you want and where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years down the line. And if you are in a finance stream, look up what type of job you want to do, post your certification or graduation, and that will help you to determine CFA versus MBA. And if you're not looking for a finance job, not related anything related to the finance, CFA is not